Good evening. It is a Thursday once again, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. It is time for some About Beverages podcast fun. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And we are About Beverages. Yes, we are sporting some new merch today, at least I am.
are, yes.
Hasn't happened yet, but this is just some of the amazing things that you can expect to come from our store. Things like space. Yeah, I don't know if that link even works anymore. Don't click it. It might go to somewhere that's like completely terrible on the internet. Who knows?
There's a lot of chat going on. I hope we haven't peaked already. And it's all down.
Well, we've got to keep it up there then. So we should probably
have to ascend.
Our little blue shirts are keeping us firm and erect and ready to go. Wait, no, that's the pill. Wait, we don't know. I don't know.
Firm?
We don't all those things. Firm. Coming soon. Yeah, coming soon. There we go. All of those things. Good evening, Crocodile Sushi Baker. Good to see you all here. Thank you for coming in.
So I wore this in honor of Lucky, and
he's already come in here and said hi. That worked out well.
Yes.
Someone got the grooming memo.
Got the grooming memo?
Looks like you got some haircuts going on.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I had to. It's starting to. Textures and things are changing, so I have to.
Oh, okay. What do we mean
You have
by
to be
that?
willing to roll with the changes.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you
Keep
are
on
ready.
rolling.
That's right.
As long as you are willing and I am able. Yeah, there you go. What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, it's getting a little thinner up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, don't take as much off the top.
I'm now doing, studies, searches for haircuts for men over 50 with thinning hair. So it's like, it used to be, haircuts for men. It was haircuts for men over
there. You keep adding adjectives on there, basically, or whatever. I feel you, buddy, getting older. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh, man. Sushi, I'm glad you like the shirt.
So I revisited.
This is, like I said, I like this color, too. Don't you like? And the fabric is nice.
Yeah, the one you showed me earlier, I like that. Some of the mock-ups you were showing that, So
definitely have some new funny and fun things coming to the merch store. Hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to get that going and finished up. Mills, I gave up that search for haircut sites some time ago. Been shaving my head since 2000. Keith, do you think you'll ever get to shaving your head?
I would, rather than just, it's still real thick here. And it's still okay here.
Is it the comb over time?
But no, I don't want to do that. I'd get to well, first I'd have to determine how good my scalp actually is.
If you run in any haircuts for 40-year-old balding men, shoot me a link. There you go. That is also another
they're
option.
out there.
They are out there.
You can look.
I need to get I'm probably going to try and get a haircut next week. I got to do that, and I have to take the car in for the unfortunate 30,000-mile service that is always a little extra pricey on a
That's
vehicle.
what they call it. The unfortunate.
The unfortunate.
For you.
Yeah, for you. Exactly. But yeah, we're here once again podcasting. It is time to get into some beverages. We've got 3 of them here tonight. One of them kind of ties into the other.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to start with, since it is, of course, October as we record this podcast.
No, but we should look up the definite. I meant to do that. Of Oktoberfest, the beers usually come out before October, but you don't usually start receiving them in July, which is what we did at Trader Joe's. So,
yeah, exactly. Apparently, like I said, Oktoberfest has a wide berth, kind of like when people are like, "Hey, it's Christmas season," and they're starting in August. Like, no, it's still Halloween and Thanksgiving. Don't skip
all those things.
Is the T-shirt that super soft material? I wouldn't say it's super soft.
No. Not super soft.
Not super soft. It's very comfortable, though. It's nice. It's like a little bit. This one's a little bit heavier, which I actually kind of like.
Okay. I like it to be a little lighter, unless it's the winter. That's what I would.
Yeah, it's not like super soft like that. Yeah. I've wanted to find, like I said, this is the one I found so far for the, like I said, because the printing works really well on these.
Yeah.
It is cotton. It is 100% cotton. Because initially I always get them and I think, oh, that looks a little big, and then as soon as I wash them, I'm like, no, that's perfect. So that's been pretty nice so far. Also, we will finally reveal here in just a little bit. I did message Dog Boy. I don't know if he'll be able to be here tonight, but I did message him because the shirt has finally been done. We've signed it. So we'll reveal the limited edition of one shirt that he redeemed of the Keith Flex. We'll show that off here in just a minute. Planty, good evening. Good to see you. But yeah, let's get the first beverage of the evening. Let's get a beer going. It is the Kaiser.
The Kaiser.
Avery Brewing. This is an Imperial Oktoberfest lager. I got very excited when I saw Imperial on the can today. I was like, I am more excited to see that then. Want to say hello before the baseball game? Planty, have a wonderful time at the baseball game. That's awesome. Had some of the Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest last weekend. Perfectly fine beer, like an amber, but not really. Yeah, an Oktoberfest beer is usually, what is it, the Marzen style, like is one of the main
more
ones,
wheat.
a little maltier.
Yeah, more malts. We've been seeing a lot more of them at the store this year. I'm sure there's obviously even more at a. Are they can shops now as opposed to bottle shops? Do we still call them bottle shops?
I think we still, it's tap
Bottle
and
can, bottle can
tap
shops.
and bottle.
So,
would you gentlemen like to make a comment on the recent Packers acquisition? I would love to do that. The comment that I had is the one that I thought immediately that I think I even tweeted out on all of our social media networks. Shameless plug right there if I can find the button. I think I said something effective. That seems like a lot to give up to lose in the first round of playoffs like you usually do. That's kind of what I said. Also, I feel like the Cowboys should have gotten a little bit more for it than that. I know it's 2 first round picks and a player, but a player they'll probably barely use. Yeah, interesting choices. We live in interesting times, and I'm tired of living in interesting times, as they say.
what kind of times do we want to live in?
Boring
bland.
times. Boring. Yes, boring and bland. Okay. Let my cooking be interesting. Let's not have the times be interesting, is what I would like to say.
Unless it's interesting in a better
also
way.
On the front of the...
There you go.
Kind of.
There
anyway,
you go.
Little Kaiser drawing on there.
Yeah, I saw
Kaiser Sose.
Trader Joe's got a new Fest beer in today. We saw another one from Ale. We saw one from AleSmith. Yeah, there's a lot of these proliferating your beer shelves at your local establishment. So
I like the descriptors on this beer. Massive, malty, brazen.
And only one of those is actually taste or flavor. Yeah.
They're talking about the actual brewmaster himself.
They're talking about the Kaiser.
That's right. Seasonally August through October. Okay. We actually already are set up too for so this will be the last podcast for a few weeks when Keith comes back from his European tour with his wife. When they get back, we've got some pumpkin beers. So just be ready for that.
I'm preparing myself right now.
I think I'll start a paper out right now. Hey friends. Hey Kaya, how are you? Smells like an Oktoberfest. Always a little frightened when I see the word lager, but that is usually what an Oktoberfest is.
Yeah, it's funny, and I thought of ballpark. October at the ballpark.
If Keith could give me a shout out on stage while he's filling in at the Rolling Stones, that'd be great. Is there a channel point redemption for that? Wow. I think with all that Lucky's done for the channel, that just happens for free, right? At this point,
of
you
course.
Would just do that.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
At some point when you're walking around, get a picture of you going.
Yeah.
And then we'll claim that is you
That's
shouting out.
Me
Lucky
shouting
on stage.
out. There we go.
That's right. At dinner with my folks, got wings at the bar, so I'll take pictures when they come out. Nice.
Listen, I know the wrestlers
Oh my
get all
gosh,
the
I haven't gotten
fancy
that one.
ladies,
Life is good if you're having some wings. I agree.
clothes and the very creams and lotions. But my life is good. Really good. I get to wake up every morning, 5 a.m.,
It's true.
make some soup. It's the best. Love it.
That look, you can tell he's
I
already
get
not
to lay in a
excited.
bed by myself all of my life. It's fantastic.
That movie is it's almost a little like Anchorman, not quite as good, but it grows on you. The more you watch it, okay, this is kind of funny. Now this is really funny. And there's still still probably a little slow, I think.
Yeah.
But there are just moments that are just hilarious.
I haven't seen it all the way through in a while, but I still remember my favorite part where he's like, "How did you find me?" He's like, "I saw you from the village over there." Because it's like he's been gone for not very long.
Yeah.
But then he's he's surprised, but the village is right over
It's
there.
right over there. I'll set my TiVo for a couple of their shows. Nice. Time to use those AI filters to put yourself on stage. I'm telling you, with the green screen, we can make it look like that. We just got to get a picture of Keith like he's at Stonehenge. You're not going to Stonehenge, are you?
No, we won't.
I would love to go to Stonehenge.
Yeah, well, eventually.
Is that in the UK? Where is Stonehenge?
Yeah, that's
UK-ish area?
Yeah, somewhere in the.
Definitely have to be there.
Sting says he lives near there.
Yeah, you put two apostrophes. Speaking of Spinal Tap, when they get the thing for Stonehenge and it's only 18 inches tall. No, it was 18 feet. And it's no, you put two apostrophes. That's inches.
Inches.
The guys that build it, so they're standing around. It's Stonehenge is this tall. So then they have people, the druids that they bring on stage are actually little people. You remember that?
I've only seen it once.
Oh, okay.
All the way through.
God, so funny.
And it was at the last house, so it's over 10
match
years.
Everything they've got, I'll do it where the druids go. They're singing the song. It's just this tiny little Stonehenge.
I should revisit. I wonder if that's on one of the services that I have access to. Because I remember when I finally got around to it, thinking it was funny.
Yeah, they have the same trouble with drummers that Metallica has with bass players.
They keep dying.
Yeah, or just them firing them or whatever else. That's good. That's actually really refreshing.
Yeah, it's got a nice. It's not super like malty. Actually, it's got it, but it's not like overly so.
I think that's because of, for me, the lager finish. Like I said, that kind of that yeast goes a long way to kind of balancing out the little bit of the sweet and the breadiness, and it just kind of makes it just very pleasant. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually really like that.
Yeah,
and this
I'd be good with that.
It's crazy. It's like surprisingly cheap. I mean, 8% too, which is nice.
Okay.
If you want that, it was like $2 or less. It was like $1.75. Like, yeah, it was crazy cheap.
Okay.
I grabbed it like almost kind of as a, and then I was like, oh, we always used to like Avery. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's an Oktoberfest. And again, I didn't even know it was an Imperial until then. One of the first great mockumentary. I think that really was the first mockumentary. Can anyone show me something before Spinal Tap? I mean, I don't know. When did the Albert Brooks movie we were talking about the other week?
Oh,
when did that come
that
out?
was
Because that's also like a mockumentary. That was, that was like,
that was late. I thought we said that was like late 70s.
well, okay, so
I
that
thought
might
because-
beat that then.
Because it's
Spinal Tap
before
was
Modern Romance. Modern Romance is 81, I believe.
1984.
84, yeah. Modern Romance is 81, I think. And then, what was his next movie? Lost in America was
Lost in
85.
Defending Your Life was 89.
Defending Your Life was like 90 or 91.
Oh,
I
was
think.
it? Oh, yeah,
Yep.
okay. But yeah, like I said, so that was.
So yeah, that would be. Should predate that.
But yeah, rockumentaries, yeah, that definitely is the first one of those kind of movies. Did you ever see the one with what was the newer one with Andy Samberg, whatever that pop star or whatever that was? Did you ever see that?
No.
Like, documentary, like joke movie? No.
No, I like Andy Samberg, so
It was with him
I
and
would watch
like and
it.
the Lonely Island Boys, I think, were in it.
Okay.
It was not great. It had like its moments that were kind of had one thing that was just like almost like I can't stop laughing, like I'm in pain. Had one moment like that, and then some other little things, but overall it was just kind of okay.
Okay.
If anyone's seen Rockstar or Popstar, you might know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
like, there was
now.
one that was just like it was so over the top you couldn't believe. So those things are like I can't believe they're showing this, and I can't believe it's continuing to go. It's like one of those kind of moments. You're just like, oh my god, it's still going on.
So it's like South Park.
It's that, yeah, except it's not the vomit. It's not like vomit. It's just like, yeah, it is. It is very interesting though. I've actually made it most of the way through. I was listening to Adam Scott.
I listened to that
on the Amy Poehler, her Good Hang podcast. And all of a sudden, like, I just kind of let it go and they didn't go too far. But also it's like, oh, they're kind of spoiling Severance a little bit. But like, yeah, whatever. Because they started talking about the ending to it. Which
they didn't. Yeah, they did.
They did talk about
Yeah.
some things, which some of that stuff I've already kind of seen.
Yeah.
Because like when that.
They just
first
talk
ended
about
up-
all the running. Like,
Yeah.
so much running.
So much
Yeah,
running. And you can tell I'm not happy about it.
he was funny.
He was very
'cause,
talking about Law and Order when he was on there was funny.
that, and he doesn't watch Parks and Rec because it makes him sad because he
Yeah.
misses it. And then I listened to that, so I went in order, and then I listened to the Aubrey Plaza one after
That's
that.
good, isn't it?
That was, I mean, it starts out. They just jump right in.
They jump right into
And
the
that was
thing
great.
everyone's
You know,
got.
they've known each other a
It's good.
long time, and
I like the way she asked the question too, where she was like, "For all the people that know you and care about you, and the wider pillar fan, like how are like it was
Yeah.
just kind of like how are you know?"
Yeah.
And she was very open about that.
She had her dog there.
So you heard it then. So the thing I literally was doing something I just laughed out loud at was when they were talking about the same thing about like this person watches Parks and Rec, this one watches whatever, you know, this kind of thing. And they're like, she's like, oh God, Ron Swanson, like that. He says he doesn't watch it. I'm like, oh, he watches it. He jerks off to it.
Yeah, he does.
She's like, oh, he rubs it out every night watching one of he and his wife.
Yeah,
Just go
watching
crazy
Tammy,
to
with
it.
Tammy too.
Yeah, Tammy too. Exactly. Vengeance, how's it going? You're overwhelmed.
Oh no!
Don't be overwhelmed. Try and
No.
underwhelm yourself. We'll definitely help with underwhelming for sure. But no, I think this is good, especially for that price. If you're looking for an Oktoberfest,
Yeah,
this is
I would agree.
super solid. I need to go out and find some more Avery beers, like because I know we always use. I mean, especially like when you brought over that one that you stashed, the barrel aged one. They do such good stuff.
Yep.
Ray, how's it going? Parks and Rec was legit the coziest and loveliest series ever. If Nick Offerman is ever looking for a daughter, I'm offering myself up for adoption.
Okay.
You never know. He
Yeah,
might be.
hey.
I think he has some other things going on. I would totally agree. They've been talking about that, how that was like a show that got people through COVID because they would watch it, and a show that, it's just like their comfort show at night or whatever. Like I think we all have those shows that you just kind of rewatch, and that is definitely one of those for show.
It's funny,
For
like
show.
like Aubrey Plaza said, she's like, I've never watched any of the episodes.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I don't know if you do this too. Like a lot of the times, even with the Ted Danson podcast or the Amy Pohl, and they're talking about episodes, and it's funny. They're trying to remember what happened, and I'm like, well, this is what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, who was in that? And I'm like, are you kidding? How can you? But
Yeah.
obviously, they did so many other things, and it wasn't. It's. But I'm just like, how do I have this answer faster than you do? And you were in it. But anyway,
Because you've seen it 4 times.
That's right.
They did all the shows, but then it's like you don't really know what show necessarily was in there. Handsome podcast I've ever seen. You must not look at very many podcasts. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You probably should. There's probably some other ones much more handsome. I'm telling you. I'm telling you out there. But yeah, it truly, it is funny when they like can't remember stuff or when they have guests on, especially like with Ted Danson with Cheers and stuff. I mean, between Seth MacFarlane, like everyone just like usually gushes and love, and they'll just be like, "Oh, in this episode you did this," and then Diana, like, it's like they remember all these things because they were the fan, even though they're an artist as well. Watch the show, and then he's like, "Yeah, I guess that was good," because they've told all different like backstories and things on stuff. But
I thought it was funny that neither
Woody Harrelson hasn't been in many lately.
No, Woody Harrelson sometimes, not recently though. But I
think to almost never.
I thought it was funny how Ted Danson and Greg Kinnear were talking how he was on later when he hosted, but he didn't remember it. And neither one of them, or one of them didn't remember being. Maybe really? Ted Danson didn't remember being on it, or they didn't, or even Greg Kinnear was like, "I think you were." Or anyway, they didn't actually remember that. So
got to watch those episodes from the camera. But they went through all those scripts and all those nights filming, so totally forgot or too busy consider watching. It's that some people do. I mean, some people don't like watching themselves. Some people do. Some people, like I was listening, I think it was Mark Maron was talking about how a lot of times, sometimes he'll go back and watch just to kind of almost like learn from himself a little bit to help, which I think it can be good. Some people don't like watching it because they're like, they only see what they should have done differently or done better.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of want to move on. Not that they don't like the work or appreciate it or, love everyone's enjoyment of it. But yeah, I started watching Mark Maron's stand up. He's got a new one. It's on HBO.
Is it? Okay.
It's on HBO. Do you have that right now? You do.
Sort of.
Right? Yeah. It's I've only gotten through about like a third or half of it or whatever. But like it's pretty funny if you like Mark Maron. How often do you go back and watch your old streams?
I was going to say, like, because you were talking about the Company of the Giver shirt.
Oh yeah,
and how it was a few years ago now, but that I was listening to that.
2020.
Well, and I was listening to that though. There are times, especially when I used to be out like on a run or when I used to walk a lot, I would just sometimes listen to our 15-minute podcast just to be like, okay, what am I saying too much? What am I doing to what? Okay, wow, why do I say that so much? Certain things.
Why do I slam the table all the time?
No, damn it. I was like, and I know it's early on, especially I learned from listening to what we did and thinking, okay, I've got to alter this, or, oh, that was funny, or that was good. Let's go back to that. So yeah, I'd been a little bit.
Keith, you're perfect. Don't change anything you're doing.
Oh,
see how it is?
My goodness. That ain't true.
Streams I don't watch or listen, like go back and listen to too often sometimes, but like anything I've clipped, because I'm constantly, basically sometimes one day during the week, but usually Saturday and Sunday is when I'm doing all the other editing for the TikTok clips and all those other things. So then I'm rewatching all these little, like, okay, I clipped this. What did I think was funny? Is this actually still funny? Is this, how do I make this into something? Is this really nothing? Like, so watching all that, going through the podcast, I usually do that fairly quickly. So I'm not listening to the whole thing again, but I'm, cutting out things here and there. So I'm, making those little clips. So I'm like, I've gotten used to watching myself and just knowing that I'm as good as I'm going to be and trying to get better here and there. But
is there in watching, and I know we used to actually say, okay, we're going to record a podcast now, so we're not going to interact with chat.
Right.
And we would specifically do that. And then we got away from that. And that was because I wasn't doing the little intro thing, the little posts. I wasn't doing, now we don't have a website either, but would that be, I like listening to those little smaller clips because I don't necessarily want to scrub through. Within what we do, is there something that maybe we should be not talking about this online necessarily, but
I'm happy to answer this question. I'm ready.
Is it easy enough? Should we either go back to doing that when we specifically recorded something, or maybe within what we do, the free form, we just have a little something where you take 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes and then I write a post or something like that? Or what are your, and do we have the venue to even share that at this
I mean, we do
time?
through YouTube. I mean, everything is
Okay.
through YouTube. We always
Okay.
wanted people to go through that or TikTok or whatever else. That's where we get the views. YouTube, we're monetized. Like I said, Twitch, we're monetized. So you want to kind of keep to those. For the most part, there just wasn't a lot of, as they would say, ROI. There was not a lot of return on investment. It's
Okay.
like I would take the time to not only edit the podcast, which I liked having the whole thing up because people, and especially now with how we do this show, when I edit it down to set a little bit, it's like a little over an hour, which is kind of like what people do for these longer form. But like you listen to Good Hang, that's an hour and change.
Okay.
And so we're like usually an hour and 15 for that. So I think that's like a good piece. And then, like I said, when it came to those, it was kind of like I was almost putting out the same thing twice because like here's the smaller 15-minute bit that we
Okay.
had ready, but it was like I would put in almost the same amount of work to do that as I would do for the whole podcast because I've got to. For me, I was having to write the thing, and then
Right.
I was having to set all that stuff up and do
Right.
all that work, set up the thumbnail, set up all those things. So I get that done, and then it's like I'd still have 20 views or whatever. It's like so
Okay.
it was almost like this. So it was kind of that. I don't know if that is we need to make those like really tight and be like 8 minutes, like because we always would have they'd be like between 10 and 20.
They were pretty, yeah. We were getting them down to
They were usually like
10-ish,
like
10 to
10 to
12?
15, like on average probably.
okay.
Yeah, I don't like I said. It would probably be almost doing a little bit of research, seeing what we think like that people enjoy in that space, within
Okay.
having
Space
those smaller exactly
in that
see, right
space.
there. Like I said, what people enjoy within that little like when people go to it for a review, what do they want to hear? What do they want? I think for me, I think we always lacked a little bit of information. Like when I listen to other people that are about to do, like people that are more professional that do a review, they'd be like, got Avery the Kaiser, this is it. Like I would have all of these facts laid out and then we'd go into the tasting, whereas we'd be a little bit free form.
Okay.
Where like in my brain, be like, oh, why didn't I say the price? Why didn't I say this? Like for me, that was always what I was like, it didn't give enough information.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, oh, this always just feels like part of the podcast. But if that's something we set up better, where we were like, oh,
Okay.
here's our new feature. Here's the thing we're really going to feature this week. So we know we're going to pick this thing, like a wine that you have. We've got all the information on it. Here's how we're setting it up. I'm down to try that again. But like I said, that was for me what
Okay.
was always missing out of those beats. And I don't know if you felt the same or like, but that was where I always felt was I was like, okay, this is good. This is fun. But I would like 4 more pieces of information. Like I would have liked, sometimes, and I watch other things where people do the same, where they're like, yeah, I didn't really get to look at this. I guess it's, and I'm like, well, why are you podcasting? Like, why are you talking about it if you didn't give me, why didn't you have the information?
Okay.
And we did the same thing.
Yeah.
So like I said, that was always something that kind of did that. Look at these handsome chaps, Seeker. If you hadn't said chaps plural, I'd say you were looking in a mirror, but you still might be if you have 2 mirrors next to you. I'm not sure. Seeker, it's good to see you. It's very late for you.
Well, that might be
You
something
okay?
to. Oh yeah,
Boy.
UK.
I know.
Oh moy. Oh boy. Moy.
Oh, moy?
Oh moy.
I don't think that's...
Oh moy. I've created a new expression. Oh moy.
Now Seeker leaves after the horrible
yes.
accident. It's only midnight. Okay, only midnight. It's fine then.
Oh, it's after. Well, no, not quite. It's not after midnight yet. Well, maybe that's something to also.
And I'm down. Like I said, I'm down for shaking
finding
things up too.
Maybe even just a 5. And if we did, here's the information we need
I think
to give.
8 minutes is at least where you want to be because that's like a revenue thing. Because like I think once you're at 8
Okay.
minutes on YouTube, then that's where then it has the mid-roll ads and it has like those things that we would monetize.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I said, so we don't necessarily need to be like super short. And we did some things too where we did some like shorts where I clipped them in.
We
like
tried.
1
I
minute,
know we
like
did different
TikTok
little
things,
like,
like 1 minute things.
reviews and
Yeah.
or condensed it. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that was like I think well maybe I think YouTube you can at the time YouTube you could only do exactly a minute or it was no longer a short. Where now
Okay.
they've opened up the reins on that a little bit.
I know, like one of my former coworkers, she said like she listened to, whether she's exaggerating or not, all of our podcasts, the shorter form ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
when are you doing some more? So
There is
specific.
and we do have it specifically. Like I have it under playlists. We have a playlist that's our podcast, which is the longer form versions,
Right.
and then all the little ones were under separate things.
Yeah.
You could have always clicked on those too. Those are good ones. Destiny Rising won't play itself. I might try that tomorrow. We'll see. I've got it downloaded.
Rising.
Should we try beverage number 2?
We should try beverage
Okay,
number 2.
because then that can segue
Segwage.
into. See, this is exactly why we shouldn't be drinking.
Segwage.
Segwage into the final cocktail. This one? I think it's this one. So
There it
this
is.
Trader Joe's ready-to-use espresso coffee. I don't know if you'd want the not ready-to-use. what that would
RTU
be.
as opposed to RTD. Ready to drink. We've got ready to use.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. RTU.
Where were we going to use it exactly?
Yeah. Yeah, because last week we had talked about, I think we were just looking for an opener, and I was like, well, we could just try the margarita mix. And then you said, well, why don't we do that next week, and then we'll make a margarita. And that sounded good, but when I just saw this actually yesterday when I got to work, and I was like, oh, okay. I was intrigued by the fact that it was not like just a cold brew, not just an instant. It's like they're saying it's espresso. 16 ounces.
Perfect
16
for making
servings.
lattes, iced coffee, martinis.
Yep, it did mention that.
See, I almost wanted to do this, but I was going to have to get a couple things. I've been told by one Atlas and Casey that we need to do the Grand Marnier Affogato, which is vanilla ice cream, but then it's also a little Grand Marnier.
Okay.
And at some point, whenever we do that, we have to let them know. I'm assuming it's Italian. I hope that's what you were doing.
I hope so. Let's hope that's an Italian word. Yeah.
It's actually Russian. It's Dutch. My mother was from Wales. Just delicious shots of espresso. You can do it that way too, which is how we're going to try it first. And then we are going to make a cocktail.
Yes.
We're going to make a Negroni type riff, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But so you actually warm it. So it's a warm shot of espresso so that it melts the ice cream a little bit.
Okay.
When you pour that on. So it's like an ounce of that, a scoop of vanilla ice cream or gelato, and then a little bit of Grand Marnier. And I'm told that's just amazing. So
Sounds
we'll have
good.
to do that at some point too, I think, out of one of these. But I didn't have any Grand Marnier or ice cream or gelato, so it was like. Whereas the drink,
I could have brought some ice cream. Actually, we have Grand Marnier, but you have to really want that because it's a little pricey.
Mills, that is an interesting observation. Not sure if you're on board with the NyQuil packaging.
Is it?
It's a little NyQuil looking.
NyQuil. I think of
get it.
green with NyQuil.
Yeah, they do have the cherry flavor, but the
different
Green
stuff,
Death is
okay.
really that's the original flavor. You're gonna have to do that one. So the equivalent of there are 16 shots in this bottle. One shot is obviously, or 1 fluid ounce is 1 shot of espresso. I honestly don't remember. What is the price on this?
$10.
Okay.
$9.99.
That makes sense. You're using this appropriately. So obviously this would be if you were going to make like a latte at home or an Americano or something like that.
Or or add it to a cocktail or different
I don't know
possibilities.
how much you wanna pour. I don't know if we wanna-
That's all right. I don't know where I think I was listening to the Cub game on the radio last
we win?
week. No.
It was 3-2.
Got
We came
swept
back.
out of San Francisco.
Oh my god. Perfect.
And it was the Mountain Dew jingle, the give me a mountain and nothing to do.
Oh wow.
I was like, I'd totally forgotten that.
I did
Mountain
not know
Dew
that was
jingle. Yeah.
Were you watching? Was
Give
it?
me
What's
a
the movie with Sylvester Stallone and where it's like the favorite channel, like on their music channel when he wakes up from being like in cryo freeze or whatever. It's with Wesley Snipes.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, Demolition Man. Oh, because what's her name's in that too?
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that's.
I haven't seen that.
It looks like Sandra Bullock. But anyway, like their favorite station is like it's all the old ads.
Oh.
And they love it, like Armor hot dogs.
The kind of
That's what it makes me think of that Mountain Dew.
Well, it
one.
wasn't on the radio per se. It was the
Baseball
radio.
on the radio.
It was the
essentially,
radio
isn't it?
broadcast on my MLB app.
The terrestrial radio.
Yes. I wish it was. I have good memories of when we first moved to Arizona. Actually, it wasn't first move because it was the specific ones I have are from the second house that we had out here. And the only baseball you could get were Dodger games. And it was on the radio. It was Vince Scully
Vince
and Ross
Scully.
Porter. And
Is Vince Scully still alive?
he's not.
Okay.
But I remember Dad had that radio that sat outside on like that shelf that was near the kitchen. I don't know if the kitchen, remember, it was kind of like a pass through.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was.
You talking about the one with the swinging doors?
Well, no, to the outside. There was a shelf that was at one time. I don't know how long it.
First or second house here?
Second house.
Oh, okay.
It was right out. It was right on the other side of like the kitchen sink. There was a shelf there, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And the radio would sit there, and
It was that old. Was that brown radio? The one with the one speaker in it?
It was one speaker. But I just remember hearing, because they talked about Farmer John hot dogs, and
Farmer John's.
I got I belonged to like the Dodger Kids Booster Club or something, and I got a batting glove. And
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Okay.
Be sure to drink. It's a crummy commercial.
Yeah. Hot dogs. Hot dogs.
But anyway, so yeah, that reminds me of baseball on the radio.
Nice. That's always a good memory. That's always like when I talk about like stories, I feel like it's just like summer. You're laying back on the bed and you hear the people, someone mowing the lawn, and it's like in baseball, someone announcing the bat. It's like those are the kind of memories. What coffee is in here exactly? Does it
It
say?
says Arabica from Central and South America.
Okay.
I believe that's what I read. I don't know if it
From
says
Brazil?
it on the site. It does not say
Es posible
specifically.
Brazil?
Possible. Central and South American
Ingredients:
Arabica
water,
beans.
Arabica coffee. Okay.
That's good. Natural flavorings. No.
No, please no.
Natural
No,
colorings.
it says water and Arabica coffee, so that's at least a good start. Actually smells pretty good. Well, I mean, a little chocolatey, a little caramel kind of almost in there. Like there's something sweet. They didn't say there's
That's
anything
funny.
sweet
That's
in there.
it actually. I think they mentioned caramel with
I
nice
definitely
notes of caramel and cacao.
Yeah, I mean that's
Safe word cacao.
That's 100% what I'm getting in here.
Yep.
Caramel and chocolate, which normally you'd be
So
like,
what are they
that's
doing?
old.
Just sitting there pulling shot after shot. 30 seconds.
There's
There's
a
an
machine. I
30
wonder how
seconds.
you mass produce
There's
espresso.
Yeah. It's the most gigantic
Portafilter ever.
portafilter.
It's like the guys on like an old
pull that down.
old steam ship that are like pushing the thing. It's like 5 of them. Notes of clown shoe and paint thinner. Oh my gosh! Well, that would be a Clown Shoes brewery from on the East Coast. Carnage, it's good to see you. Dark chocolate.
Yeah. A little brown sugar maybe or
Little
something.
brown sugar,
or-
dark
yeah.
chocolate. Not getting as much of the caramel, but there is that little bit of sweetness in there.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It definitely needs like, for me, it would need a little bit of like some sugar in the like some sort of cane sugar or something like that in that shot because it's not quite as naturally smooth and sweet as stuff that I'm used to. But it's not bad.
I always remember one of the things I remember from Denny teaching, even the very first, he was that was like the only thing I think he ever added sugar to was a shot of espresso.
Yeah,
And it is a little bit of sugar, in
just
that
a little
shot.
bit. Yeah.
Really pep that
There
right
was
up.
sometimes though, there were some, especially this might have been a little bit later when I was still there, like I said, but there were some blends that we got tuned in, and I remember Joe being back there, and we'd have one and be like, that doesn't need any sugar.
Oh.
Like that would, like they were just like
Magic.
yeah. Sometimes you just get magic out of those. It wasn't all the time, but some of those ones that maybe had a little more Sumatra in there or something that just added a little bit of extra earthiness that kind of balanced out some of that. Yeah, I would say the sour in here is not bad. It's a little strong. Probably a little bit lighter of a roast going on in here. But overall not too bad.
But at least the colors.
I think
not
the
like
aroma
real
is
light.
nice too. Yes. Yeah. I think the aroma is really nice. And like I said, the flavor definitely for most people that would use this and they're going to put it into, they're either going to make an Americano or like
Right.
you said, or make a cafe latte or something like that. Totally acceptable.
You can take my cafe latte.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be an interesting profile for the beverage for the cocktail that we make too. That is definitely going to be interesting. I know this won't shock you at all, but I have not watched any new shows because I never can get anyone to watch any of the shows with me. So I need to start watching shows that my wife does not want to watch at all, so then I can just watch.
You have to find out what those are.
I have to create a list of like the 20 things that I want to watch, and like, are any of these of no interest to you at all? And then at least I know I can start watching them.
Perfect. We went to see, although the four of us went to see Weapons.
We did. We went to see Weapons, which was very good. If anyone hasn't seen that,
Yep.
likes horror movies, likes
Would you call it a psychological thriller?
I mean, kind of. I mean, there's definitely some gross horror movie stuff in there.
Yeah.
Not over. I wouldn't say it's excessive.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're seeing a complete slasher movie, but there was some stuff that was a little disturbing.
Yeah.
Or gross.
Yeah. That's because that's what my movie.
But yeah, I think
work friend. Not work friend. My friend at work, who's a big movie fan, he was asking, was it psychological? Was it slasher? I'm like, it wasn't a slasher.
No.
I said there was a little bit of psychologicals making you think and a little bit tense and on the edge, and there were some jumps here and there, but it was just good. There was also some. It was
funnier than I thought it was. I thought it might be a little bit, but it was definitely funnier than I thought it was going to be, and not accidental.
Yeah.
Like it was intentionally funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would recommend it.
I've started because we only have it for another few weeks or so. I was rewatching Ted Lasso. I started with season 1, and it's such a good show. I just
yeah.
such a good show.
I know I mentioned it the other day. Finished the Cowboys documentary on Netflix. The ending was pretty touching with Jimmy coming back to Dallas for the Ring of Honor. Oh yeah, when did that? Was that last season that happened? When did he come back for the Ring of Honor?
I'm not sure. This year? No, wait.
Hasn't actually happened yet. It was foreshadowing. Well,
And
I'm glad you liked it. That was something I almost did watch it there because I was looking because I saw the quarterbacks thing. I was like, yeah, my wife probably would be interested in that.
I enjoyed that.
I thought about watching those.
Yeah.
I know you'd mentioned that documentary, so I thought about that.
Yep.
So yeah, I was thinking about some sports things. I don't really have any interest in the Hard Knocks this year.
The studio.
Found I had the same reaction to Cabin Boy. Just a touching little note. Oh
I've watched like 4 or 5 episodes of The Studio. I think you might like that too. Unless Litha wants to watch that.
Maybe I should just not mention things. And they're like, I didn't talk about
well, you know,
that.
I'm checking it out to see if you might like it.
Checking it out, right?
Well, that's what I did with Resident Evil Resident Alien when I started watching that.
Yeah.
Because at first Pocket's like, well, I don't know. And so I got like 15 minutes in and I was like, okay, you're going to like this. And then we wound up watching the whole thing. So maybe,
yeah,
at least, you're
my
scouting.
new thing is that I get to watch 15 minutes of different shows and then I get to say, like, you'll probably like this.
Damn it, she'll like this.
Yeah. Damn it. This
I
isn't
really
just
wish
for
you
me.
wouldn't like this.
God, I guess I just have to watch hardcore pornography. It's the only thing.
Oh, you could, well, unless she watched that with you too. You watch the last season of The Good Place.
Oh, yeah.
I started watching that
I'm the same
too.
though, like that she mentioned though too. Like I haven't watched that in so long. I literally have no idea what was going on. So I don't know if there's at the beginning of season 4, do they do a good like
Probably.
here's a
There'll be
recap of everything from all the last
Well, I don't know
seasons,
about that.
or enough to get me like back.
You could probably go to the
on
beginning
track.
of season 2 and get the season 1 recap. Beginning of season 3, get the
That's
season
genius.
2 recap.
That's actually
and then
super
watch
smart. There we
beginning of
go.
Season 4, you get the season 3.
I definitely have thought about it, like I said, because I've looked at things like, oh, this person's ready to move on, this person's not ready to move on, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, I need to watch that. But yeah, that was why I wound up watching the Mark Maron the other night because I was like, I don't know if she really would want to watch like this specifically. Sometimes stand up, she's a little hotter and colder. So I was like, I'll just start watching it, and then no. I need to finish Sandman now that all the episodes are out. Stupid Netflix release game they play. Oh my gosh, that's always annoying. Always very annoying with the release schedules of things. I was trying to think of what. Yeah, I need to finish like Severance. I need to finish watch. Like I said, I have a bunch that were like kind of toward the end of. Like I said, Ted Lasso's another one. Like all that stuff. So I need to finish those up. Love to go back to an 80s show like Magna PI and cut it together, assuming cell phones existed. The shows would be like 10 minutes long because it could save so much time. Carnage, we've talked about. I know we've talked about that. I think I've even talked about that with Lucky here, like with Seinfeld and other shows. Like half of these shows would have like literally been solved if a cell phone had been present.
Yeah. Hey, can you?
Yeah, like when they're at the theater.
Text,
what room are they in? What theater are they? Are we at the wrong theater? Like, I don't know. We'll just call them. Are you at the? Oh, okay, we're on our way.
We're in
we're
theater 7.
Yeah, exactly. Darren, shut up! I'm trying to find someone. Yeah, exactly. So many things like that. I mean, even it's funny because Frasier was at the beginning of that, so they use cell phones to effectiveness.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, like a little bit, like not so much. That, like I said, sometimes they would have cell phones, but it's just kind of interesting. Yeah, there is definitely a segment where it's like, oh, if you're like 1 year before where certain shows started, it's like that was not in existence, and literally that was a huge plot device just because of it.
Yep.
Which is kind of a little bit on the sillier side. But yeah, Weapon's good. Recommend. Spinal Tap looks interesting. The second one, we want to see that. I don't think I can't even remember any other trailer at least that stood out like at all. Did we see a Naked Gun trailer while we were there?
No, because that's been out for 3 weeks.
Oh. We didn't see a trailer for it, but it was that honey don't.
Yeah, there was a
that one
trailer for the one with Austin Butler.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, like it's Darren Aronofsky who usually does like very interesting film, but I've heard this one's a little more straightforward because he didn't write this one. So
okay,
because like he did The Wrestler and Requiem for a Dream. Like his movies are very like deep.
Okay.
Whereas this one I've heard it's not bad, but it's just a little more straightforward, I guess. Went to a restaurant for my dad's birthday and had a reservation. She said, let me check and see if there's a table. Almost went into the Seinfeld. Yeah. But you don't know how to hold the reservation. Yeah. Let me check to see if there's a table. It's like, that's why I made a reservation. So frustrating. All right. The final beverage of the evening we're going to talk about here for a moment.
Let's talk it. Check it out. Did you and AI have a chat this afternoon?
AI and I had a couple chats. Here's what the drink is going to kind of look like.
Okay.
We're going to do it in the coupe glass. This was first try. AI is getting better with how I talk, apparently, or how I write things. I went through and I searched because Keith was like, oh, I have espresso. Like, let's try this. I was like, okay, I'll find another drink with espresso in it. Let's make a cocktail. You said, great. I did not realize how difficult it would be to find another drink that I was interested in that had espresso in it.
Oh, okay.
I found many lists that were like, here are the top 20 espresso. And like, some of them were just so like involved. Like I couldn't find anything that had like, and maybe it was me. I was looking for something that had 3 to 4 ingredients. Had the, so obviously the martini was usually in there. Some lists didn't even have a carajillo, which is literally tragic.
That's weird.
Which is the better version of that. I was talking with someone else in chat today, and they mentioned and they were saying, "Oh, what are you guys having on the podcast tonight?" And I told them about that, and then they said, and then they mentioned an espresso martini, and I said, "We're not having that." I said, "But we've made a carajillo." I said, "You need to look that up," and I said, "Make that, and you'll thank me later that that's the better version of the espresso martini." But yeah, a lot of things were just like, really, or some things I didn't have, like they were wanting dark rum, and I was like, okay, I need to buy that at some point because I just only have the white rum. And then I'd find something with white rum, and then a lot of them had like just a lot of like little extra other ingredients. Like, just couldn't find anything simple. Kept looking for stuff, looked through 20 best this, and then a lot of them would be cold brew. It's like, I wrote espresso, why are you picking cold brew stuff?
Right.
A lot of hot drinks, like there was riffs on the hot toddy where it was hot coffee and other things, Some of those sounded good, but just wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So finally, I said to myself, Self, I'm going to take to Gemini once again.
Oh.
I typed in all the ingredients that I had in my house that could go into a cocktail. I mean, within reason, that could go into a cocktail. And I said, I need to make a cocktail. It needs to have espresso in it. Here are all the other ingredients that I have. And I listed out like all the things, Amaros and gins and all that kind of stuff. AI said, I said, it needs to have espresso, but can't be an espresso martini or a carajillo. I was like, don't even suggest those to me.
Okay.
So AI said, here are some different drinks. So we had an espresso old fashioned, which was a little too boring, but it definitely sounded fine.
Okay.
We had an espresso sour, which I thought sounded interesting, which was tequila or gin, espresso, lemon juice, agave nectar, egg white. A Oaxacan espresso, which was mezcal, espresso, lime juice, agave nectar, and amaro.
Okay.
So that also sounded interesting. What we wound up picking was not what Carnage just put in chat. V8 espresso, half shot cheese with a few dashes, Mrs. I'm glad I didn't put what you have in your cabinet right now, because that would have been gross and very limiting. So what I went with was the Midnight. So there's a riff on a Negroni, replacing the gin with tequila, which we like, and adding espresso for a rich and earthy character. So we've got tequila, sweet vermouth, amaro, and espresso, equal parts of all 4 of those things.
The carajillo is tequila and espresso, right?
Right.
So we're a little bit.
But we didn't have
But then
amaro
we
in
go.
it. Yeah, then we go very
All
different.
right, then we go different.
Sweet
All right,
vermouth
good.
amaro. And it rhymes with jabroni. That would also fit. The only thing I will say was most of these, when I went back and cross-referenced them, I could find nothing else like this anywhere. So I think Gemini may have made all these up.
Oh.
So this could taste like ass. This might be what a computer thinks tastes good.
Gemini the bartender.
Gemini the bartender is our new segment here on About Beverages.
Okay.
So this is what it picked. But anyway, mixing glass, we're combining an ounce of tequila, ounce of sweet vermouth, ounce of amaro, and 1 ounce of cooled espresso. It's not going to be shaken, so it's a stirred cocktail like you would normally do with a Negroni, and then just done over ice. It says a lemon twist. I probably won't do that part of it, but
Somewhere Gemini's like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, again, all of these sounded pretty good. Like I said, the old fashioned was just a little bit boring because it was just bourbon or Scotch. Because I told him, I was like, I have bourbon, I have Scotch. I went through it was a pretty decent list because I was like, I want to give him every opportunity to see what happens, and this is what it came up with. So I copied the other ones just because they were interesting, and we may revisit these. Haven't seen how AI reacts to different dialects like Southern or New Yorker, or does it just nope out and refuse to answer? I don't know. If you say, let me ask you a question.
yeah. Hey, you guys,
let me ask you a question.
And it's
Very
funny.
nice.
I told you this before. I actually had one of my coworkers say that we needed to make a carajillo with that and do it on a podcast. And I said, well, maybe.
Did you just send him the YouTube link to our carajillo?
Well, but it wasn't with that.
I know.
It wasn't with the actual. Yeah, we've done many.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what we did? The one that we had the smoky component because we were trying to go for breakfasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we've done almost 3 different versions of
Let's say at
carajillos
least
on there.
3,
And it basically always, I think it came down to the first was still our favorite, I think.
The one that had the
Close to
orange in it, I think.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
that had the little bit of orange. Was kind of
That was
nice.
good.
But anyway, so we're going to take a little break,
Okay.
step aside. We're going to go ahead and make this. When we come back, we will try what Gemini calls the midnight. If you look this up, I found other drinks call it, but they were nowhere near close. So I don't know if we should call this the midnight special, maybe something like that.
The midnight special.
Yeah, exactly.
Shine light on me.
We'll see what kind of lights get shined on us. We'll be right back. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are having a good Thursday so far. I know I'm enjoying myself.
Oh yeah, me too.
Having a good time. Appreciate everybody being here.
This is a little darker.
It's a little darker. I felt the coffee, and I even put, when I asked for this picture, I was like, basically said, I need a picture of a Negroni that has coffee in it. So it did do a darker tinge, maybe not quite as much, but I was like, close enough.
That reminds me like of a tea, like of a black tea or a amber or
more
a
like a
dark
Assam
amber,
or something like that.
Yeah, or some kind of amber beer actually. So.
Eep, welcome back. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, Ray. Apologies. Eep, a mouse. Whatever will I do? You're going to be a star. Is what
I've had it up to here.
Yeah. Eat a cookie, take your temperature.
Yeah. The only cookie with a half-life.
All right. So this is what Gemini calls the midnight.
The midnight.
Yeah.
After midnight, we're going to tell you what we think about it.
If anybody wants the recipe, once again, which I did talk about, it's similar to a Negroni, but it's tequila instead of gin usually in there, right? Isn't that what's in a Negroni?
Yes.
So it's tequila instead of gin, and then it's sweet vermouth, Amaro, and then there's an added component of the espresso. Equal parts of all those things. If you can't remember it or want any of that stuff, if you're part of the Discord, it is in the featured beverage section. I made sure to put the whole recipe in there if people are interested in it, because there's not really a link to this. Gemini and my conversations are kept private. It's kind of like a computer patient relationship. I'm not sure.
Coffee really comes through.
I figured it would. It does. I get a little. I did a Blanco tequila as well. It was not specific in the thing there. So I went Blanco
Gemini's.
tequila. I thought a little more of the fruit might come through, so that's why I went Blanco, and I thought that's more similar to a gin as opposed to going earthy with the red.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something more opposite of the espresso. Like I didn't want to go, woody of like I said again, like a reposado. I go more woody, so I was like, I'll go Blanco tequila. Hopefully, a little more of the agave comes through, which I'm getting some of that. It smells nice. Definitely coffee forward, which is fine. That's what we were kind of looking for. But I'm going to be interested what all this tastes like.
I know, me too.
Let's go.
The midnight.
Pretty good. I like it. I think the tequila I'm getting the least. I'm getting all the other components. I'm getting the espresso. I'm getting the Amaro balanced in there. The sweet vermouth is coming through nicely. Maybe the tequila's a long hit. So either I don't know. We'll see after the first sip. I feel an adjustment would be made.
So I have some thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
After the first sip.
All right. Do you want to say your thoughts now and see if they continue through to the second sip?
Well, initially I would think you could pull back on the espresso.
Okay.
And probably
like half shot.
Yeah, because that still is the leading, and not that that's bad. It's the leading flavor for me. I would like it to be more of a finishing note or a support. That's my initial thought.
I thought there was gonna be more. All right.
Yeah, I said some thoughts. I have a thought.
I have a thought.
Yeah, it's not.
Honestly,
it's interesting.
I don't think the espresso is overwhelming, though. I taste it, to me, honestly, the thing that comes through the most is the Pronto Amaro. Like that comes through the most to me. Like that hits me in the middle of my tongue. Probably intertwined with the sweet vermouth. Those two things are kind of melding together.
I do get
and then
the
the coffee is
tequila.
kind of out there. Oh, are you getting?
I get a little bit of the tequila.
Okay. When? When? Tell me when.
It's
that's the only thing to me that is a little bit light. So I would, to your point, like maybe I would try backing off on something just to get that to come through more. Whether that's an ounce of tequila and 3/4 of the other three things, or something.
It's the retronasal finish.
Okay.
That I get the tequila,
like the agave nectar kind of coming through, vegetal
something.
Kind of thing
something which is which maybe maybe a reposado would be I don't know. There's a lot of, this is some serious mixing board stuff here. Because it's like, okay, I've got, slide that one back. Okay, slide this one up. Okay, slide that.
I'm getting a little bit of that in there. At the very end, it's
interesting.
I like it.
I
I actually really like it.
I don't not like it. But I would want to fine tune it.
I think that would be the change I would make. I would leave the tequila part the same. So I would do an ounce of that.
Yep.
And then I would try doing 3/4 of all three of the other things. Like bring all of those down just a little bit.
Okay.
And see where that would be what I would try first.
Yeah.
And that still might not be enough, or Reposado might be the better call. Like I said, since the other things in there kind of have a fruity, like vibrant, I kind of would love it if there was a, like I said, because right now we're kind of getting sweet, darker fruits like cherry and those kinds of things. I would love if there was like an actually like agave vegetal kind of thing to come through. But
or if it was a darker añejo, I don't know, almost something to complement the coffee, like something smoky. Almost
you want something like the molasses, like of an añejo or something like that kind of note.
That almost
the woody kind of. Okay.
But I don't. But now I think we're really.
So you're saying you want bourbon in there instead of tequila?
Well, so go the Boulevardier way.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be another option.
Yeah.
Queens Boulevard. Call it.
Not the Boulevardier.
Not the Boulevardier. Queens Boulevardier.
I
the streets. That's what we could call it. The streets.
My beat, the streets.
That would be great. Call it the streets. That would be very funny, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the idea of a bourbon. Like that kind of sounds interesting. Like
well,
maybe
I know
that would kind of cover a lot of the things that you're talking about. And would boost through a little bit faster.
Yeah. But I think I would even still do it with those. Keep whatever that main spirit is. Do it as a 1, and do the others 3/4. Still, I think.
Do you think so, or would you try it at first?
Oh, I'd have to try it first. Yeah, that's true. Because the bourbon might.
So you're saying I should make one of those really quick, just one of them that we just try really quick? I mean, I could do it
if you want to.
I could make like a half recipe one just to like taste something. Do you want to?
You
try
just put everything away though.
It'll take like 2 seconds. That one's easy though. I don't have to juice any fruits or anything like that.
What would be the?
I would do
bourbon?
a half ounce of all the 4 of them. Oh, what bourbon would I use? The easiest one I've got the bottled and bond one that I've got there, the Costco bottled and bond, which is the 1792 bottled and bond. I have that one, which is 100 proof, which is gonna be a little more proof than I think this tequila is. The Lalo tequila, which is really good. It's a good Blanco tequila, but I think it maybe doesn't hold up quite as well in there. Want to chat with everyone for 2 seconds while I do that? Can you do it?
That'll be very boring.
Can you hold a conversation?
No,
We can
I don't
go to a
think
break if you want a break.
Yeah, I think we'd probably go to a break. That'll be a lot more entertainment. Yeah,
Right,
people don't want that.
We're going to try
Be
one
sitting
new
here
quick
going,
riff and we will be right back. We have returned once again with a slight variation on the cocktail we just made.
That's right.
Because I like doing this kind of stuff. So
the Boulevardier of Broken Dreams.
The Boulevardier of Broken Dreams. Color does not change.
Pretty much the same.
So coffee does that. The only thing we swapped out, did the exact same equal parts. No tequila, put in 100 proof bottled and bond bourbon.
So it literally is a Boulevardier just with some espresso added to it.
Yeah, a little extra kick.
Look at the coffee.
Still coffee forward, but then you do get the
Little hint of that. And there's a little fruit. I get a little
bourbon in
fruitiness then underneath there.
I think that's probably that sweet vermouth is really good. That Doolin's
like a little
is pretty
cherry,
good.
actually. So that's actually good. My initial thought was, that's it. And then I'm like, I don't know.
I think that's it. It's bringing a little bit of the extra like sweet. I'm getting less of the Amaro. Like it seems like the bourbon has kind of helped to blend some of those things a little bit more together with the coffee.
Yeah.
And then I am getting some of the woody component in there.
The coffee.
I think if you wanted more of the bourbon, maybe another half ounce, but leave everything else the same, do an ounce and a half ounce of the other thing.
I don't know if I need more.
I'm just saying if you wanted more.
Yeah, the coffee actually takes, it puts the coffee, it reduces its effect on the drink. It's still there, but it's not as front as it is in the one with the.
This one is Amaro and bourbon kind of blended together.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some sweet vermouth, the fruity you were talking
And there's
about.
a little coffee.
And then there's a coffee kind of at the end. Is like, I think that's pretty good too.
Yeah, that's good too.
Okay, so
now the tequila.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Going from this now going back to the one that we made with tequila. Now it's like, oh my god, how did I not?
Yeah.
Notice the tequila before?
No, now I'm like, that's even more than I picked up on it before.
Yeah, that's like tequila into espresso, which is interesting. Going back to that one, I don't know if it's just because it's had a little chance to marry here a little bit, or
I
maybe
don't know.
it's smelling the other. But now I have to taste this one. That's wild. Did you take a sip of that one?
I did. Yeah, no, I already
That's
did.
wild. Like the tequila and the taste, too. Like I said,
Jumps
the
right
aroma
out.
jumps out.
Yep.
Might have missed earlier. Are those espresso drinks sold separately or like in 6-packs? So the espresso that we had is a container that it's just like already ready to go espresso.
Yeah, I think it's
pour
gonna
the
be on
shot
our
as much as you
flyer.
want.
It's a 16-ounce bottle.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, so 6. Depending on how heavy you pour your espresso, 16 servings.
It's supposed to be 16 shots.
Yeah, an ounce. So so you got so it's one 16-ounce bottle.
Yeah, and then the drinks that we're making, these we're actually making here. Like these aren't actually like anything, but like we're actually making these. I put the original recipe that we did, which was called the Midnight, or at least that's what Gemini called it, their creation that they made, which was kind of like a Negroni, but then it added espresso and also substituted in tequila, equal parts, which we liked, but we thought maybe you could have a little bit something different. I mentioned bourbon. You thought that sounded interesting. So then we went and I made this same cocktail again, took out the tequila and added in 100 proof bottled and bond bourbon. The one specifically is it's 1792's distillate, like I said, but it's under Kirkland's label. Like I said, so if you ever see that there, it's an amazing price. It's a really good bourbon. It's decent for sipping and it's great for cocktails. So we really liked that one.
Yeah.
This version of it, because it kind of blends everything together a little bit better. The espresso takes a little bit, moves down just a little bit, but is still there.
Yep.
Everything else blends together. But then it was funny. We just went back to trying then the one that was tequila. And as soon as I picked that one up, I was like, oh, now I get the tequila. Like it was amazing like how much that jumped out.
Yeah.
And then in the taste, that one's there too. So it's just kind of whichever spirit you prefer.
Yep.
I don't know. Like I said, it's probably just from smelling something else. Then the thing that is very different is going to be much more prevalent in going back to the other one. I still think overall, if you ask me which one of these I want to have, it'd probably be the one with bourbon in it.
There's a sweetness to it.
I like that little added sweetness, whereas the other one has the vegetal, has the bitterness of the Amaro, some sweetness from the sweet vermouth. So there's a little cherry, that little fruit in there, and then a little stronger espresso component. Yeah. The other one, which we kind of called the Boulevardier of Broken Dreams, which is a Boulevardier with then espresso added into that as well. It just adds a little bit more complexity, I think, and it's more harmonious. Yeah, overall. But I think they're both actually very good and kind of interesting.
Both good, and it's just really cool side by side because I knew I tasted the tequila in the first one, but then I was like, oh God, yes, really there. Yeah, you get a chance to see how those ingredients work together and prop each other up, I guess. So we have the recipe for this because, like I said, again, there's not a link to it because it was something that was created. So the recipe is in Discord under Featured Beverages. I will try and make notes either when we're done or tomorrow morning about, hey, here's another one to try. Like just switch out the bourbon for tequila and see which one it's like. So I'll make that note in there as well. But the recipe is in the Discord as well. But yeah, that's crazy when going back. Yeah.
Ahoy, Bevs and Chad. How's it going tonight? Dog boy, you're here. Did we ever show off the shirt?
We have not.
Oh my God. I can't believe we actually forgot
perfect
about
timing.
That. What perfect timing?
No, we were waiting.
Yes. I didn't even think about it.
We were waiting.
I didn't even realize that we were waiting. I talked about it earlier and then just literally never got back to it.
We knew we had to wait until.
We didn't even show off the shirt. Dog boy, you're here at a perfect time. The shirt you've been waiting for way too long. It is done. It has arrived. We've signed it.
Yep.
You
gonna show it?
We can show it off. We can show it off right now, and then you can message me later wherever you want it sent or whatever information you want to give. But this is the limited edition third of the KB Flex. They're like I said again, each of these shirts, there's only been one of them made of each one. There will never be another one made. So whether you like it or not, you have a limited edition thing. These are becoming more and more difficult for me to think of original ideas with the flex and to let people know exactly what number you have for the limited amount of people that would actually care. I thought to myself, when would Keith do the most flexing? Besides, in front of a mirror, as you know, he's kind of showing off himself.
Like Bruce Willis in Friends.
Exactly. Yeah. So that might be number 4. Whenever, so we'll think about that one. But when would Keith do the most flexing and like be showing off the guns? I thought on the beach. So this is why we have KB Flex number 3. Got a palm tree. Hard to see the palm tree there. It is green because of the green screen, so it's difficult. So there you go.
Pretty cool.
We've got the KB Flex number 3.
Yes.
Keith is flexing in the palm tree. You can pretend whatever island you want him to be on. I have
all 3 arms.
All 3 arms are showing. Exactly, yeah. When we get to a 4th arm, that starts to get a little scary. 3 is bad enough. Let me get in front of an area. There we go. There you go.
There it is.
All signed, sealed, delivered. I can ship it out as soon as this weekend, once we get things going. That's more creative than I was imagining. Thank you very much. That's why it takes so long.
You're like, I forgot about that.
I was like, well, it's got to have 3 arms on it because it's the 3rd one. What the hell can I put 3 arms on? I had many different kind of.
The next one will be a flex just with fingers.
I don't know what to do. I know. I haven't put it back up yet. I think I want to come up with the idea for the 4th shirt before I put it back up.
Before you, offer
it is good. The points are going up. So Dogboy, like the first 3, they got it at a nice discount because it was the $750. It's gone up. It's definitely going to be like 1,000,000 points, which I'm sure some people
There's
already
not a tariff on that. Okay,
there kind of is.
Points tariff.
I think I even put under the thing. I said now every time it's redeemed, it goes up 200,000. Like it's going to go up like a good amount. Because like I said again, my brain can only think of so many ideas. But anyway. Appreciate your support. Appreciate, like I said, you watching. Appreciate you wanting this goofy thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to do with this. Like I said, Jav claimed on his first one he was going to frame it. I don't know if he ever actually did that on the very first one. But yeah, I thought, like I said, at least these 2 are mildly creative. So yeah, like I said, again, thank you so much for your support. And again, if you want to message me privately, wherever you want it sent, like I said, I will get it out in the mail because I already have even
let everyone know
mail things. What's that?
Hey, please send this to.
Yeah, or you just put it in chat right now, and maybe you'll get some of it. No, don't do that.
Oh no!
But yeah, that just came in. Like I said, this is one of the other new goofy pieces of merch. We'll have actually a merch store up hopefully within the next month. Of course. Thank you again. Like I said, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate again all the support throughout the years. Like I said, everybody that comes in here that is super super nice. And like I said, even though it is one of those things where it's gotten to be like, I don't even know what 4 would be. Don't say anything if you have a good idea because we want to keep it a secret. But yeah, like I have no idea what I just thought of something mildly funny. Remind me to ask off stream.
I just thought of something too, but you said don't say anything.
Okay, don't say anything now. Make a note of it. Try and remember, and we can talk about it after there because it'd be great to have another idea so I can already have it partially done so it doesn't take like, I don't know. Dogboy did that like 2 months ago now, which is sad. It's taken that long. I put it on a flag and go on the Atlantic and form a pirate sisterhood that raids submarines. Not a bad idea. At some point. Yeah, the shirt. Okay.
All right.
It could be like all of a sudden you could do something like that. You could have the it could be like, oh, I shouldn't say. I just had another idea. I shouldn't say.
Stop.
I need to stop. You gave me an idea.
You're gonna have to watch this later for your ideas.
Actually, I may need to write these down because those were 2 decent ideas. Hold on. Hold. Don't say anything. No, don't view as a gallery. Just make a note. No, don't autocorrect what I wrote. KB is what I wanted to write.
Oh, I hate that when that. But
I know. Usually
it's just doing its job.
The worst in like trying to like, okay, I know I spelled that wrong. Like, how do you fix it? The worst is Discord. Discord, like when you go to like look for suggestions, usually like Google's really good. Obviously, like, app like iPhones, like stuff, they're really like Discord sometimes like, that's not even close to what I know I'm trying to write. Like, it's so bad. Or sometimes it won't put anything. Okay, I've written down the 2 things so I don't forget them because I know I will. Oh, man. But yeah, that was so now being able to fully taste both of these,
right? Get
the complete picture of the, like I said, the tequila in the one, the bourbon in the other, all of that. And the answer could be, I'd probably never have this one again. Is also a solid option. And I don't think that would be my answer, but which one do you like better, or you think just depending on your mood, you might change your mind what you would like?
I would go with the Boulevardier or Broken Dreams. But the one with the tequila is good, actually. It's
a slightly
interesting.
lighter thing. I think when I'm thinking espresso, I guess that's not really a nightcap per se because of caffeine and everything else.
Right.
So when I'm thinking espresso, something darker, maybe a dessert after dinner thing, I think the Boulevardier Broken Dreams kind of.
I like the sweetness that
harder.
comes out in this. It's desserty in a way. It's like it's end
that
of the
with some
night.
chocolate cake or cheesecake or something like that. Maybe
It's
a
end of the
cheesecake
night
kind of thing.
Yep,
that would
absolutely.
add in that. Yeah.
No, that would be my choice, but the tequila's not bad.
It's just so interesting, and like I said, this is what goes to show when you if you ever do a blind tasting of anything, beers, bourbons, wines, like whatever else, it's so interesting. Like you'll form one opinion as you go through the first time as you hit toward the different things, and then when you go back through them again, 100% your opinion usually will change, or different things that, like I said, were not like this, like the agave, like I said, the tequila itself. We were kind of like, I think it's kind of there. Got it a little bit at the end. Like you were getting it more in the aftertaste, like I said, that kind of thing. And then after we made this other drink and then went back to that one and smelled, I was like, oh my God, how did I not notice the tequila in here? Like it just popped out so much. And like I said, it's just, like I said, it's always kind of a fascinating thing when you're making, like I said, cocktails, or if you're having wine or anything like that, it's just always super, super cool.
Even around like when we were cupping, the cupping table, you'd go through in the progression, but then you'd go back sometimes and be like, that was there, and then you'd be like, go back and try this one now, and try it next to that one, and certain things just pop
100%.
right out. And that's the fun about just pairing beverages and food as well, because the flavors will complement each other, sometimes not, sometimes just make one particular note just stand out over everything else. So
definitely.
But very, very cool, very interesting,
very, very cool. So
what do we got?
This will be the last podcast for a couple weeks.
Yes, because
like I said, it actually might be 3 weeks.
3 probably.
I was thinking because you're within reason.
Yeah, we come back on a Thursday.
Away.
So.
Yeah, because you come back.
Yep.
Yeah, so the next podcast actually will not be till the 25th of September.
That'll be primed for pumpkin.
That'll be primed for pumpkin season.
Primed for pumpkin.
We actually could call it that. That's genius. Oh my God, that's why there's
primed for pumpkin and a pumpkin primer.
No off position on that switch over there at all whatsoever. So next podcast won't be till then. But like I said, again, you can always, if you guys are new here, you can always go in the archives and check out all the fun things and stuff that we have going on. Shameless plug, go check out the YouTube if you want any of our previous podcasts, our shorts that we were talking about from earlier, or like I said, or some of our give it a shots that we used to do. All of those things.
That's right.
Are an option. But it's been super, super fun. We were kind of on a roll. Like this is like, cause usually we have little like, this one won't work. Like we usually like this.
Well, since you guys got back from your,
it was like, we just we got a podcast.
Yep, we did it.
No pumpkin for me. Apple cider season for me. That's not a bad thing either. I love a good apple cider. I've already got them over there. I've got what did I say? 4 the other day when I looked at them?
Something like that. Yeah.
So we've already got 4 of those. We'll see if I find another 1 or 2, it might turn into a couple different podcasts. Like maybe we'll do a 3 and 3 or something like that.
Beer intensive, beer focused.
Yeah, it'll definitely be that. But like I said, I appreciate that. I'm sure you'll come back with some fun stories. And last time I know it was a lot of travel conversation, which I found really interesting because someday I'll make it across the Atlantic.
Yes.
Okay. Is that what it is? I was sure.
Yep.
Okay. I was just checking.
The other side of the Atlantic.
I was waiting to be corrected and I wasn't, so I felt good about that one.
Okay. You got it.
We're good. All right. We're good. But thank you guys all for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let's go say hi to someone that just started streaming right now. They've just been going for a few minutes, which is always nice. Give someone a little bit of a boost. Let's go say hi to B right now. He's going to be playing some Resident Evil. I was hanging out in his chat the other night as he was doing, what do you call it? Where you do like rankings, like of different things. Like you'll have like S, A, B, C, like you'll have like the different tiers of things.
Oh, the different,
and there was like rankings of cereals and ranking, like you can pick.
Okay.
Yeah. We were doing ranking. It was like, I walked in and he was doing a ranking of Disney animated movies. So then we were all kind of talking in chat and it was like, yeah, Cinderella's, that's kind of a B. And like, so we were like, it's just a lot of fun, like doing that kind of stuff. He's super, super nice to hang out with. Like I said, just really good community, really good guy. So let's go say hi to him. The Give It a Shots will be good. They will be.
Shothettes.
We had several shots tonight. So,
That's right.
But yeah, let's go. Oops. I'm glad I actually noticed that. I spelled raid completely wrong. I wonder,
Riot.
wonder what would have happened if I would have left that. Where would we have gone? I don't know what would have happened.
It's just like Diagon Alley.
Yeah.
Diagonally.
Exactly.
Riot.
Oops, it doesn't like that
no.
either. Okay. Yeah, can we do this? We got it? It's got it. Did it work? There we go. All right.
Yes.
Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let's go say hi to B. He is super, super nice. And I will see you tomorrow. You'll see this guy in about a month. So you can have a lot of pent up
See you next
Keith
month.
love
That's right.
To go with next month for sure. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. See you guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.